In the sixth part of the tutorial, you'll find the Profit and Losses tab in the Protector account panel. Prop traders can use this tab to set limits for their daily and weekly profit and loss in this section. This section allows them to avoid emotional decisions such as greed during profits or revenge trading after losses, and helps prevent incurring heavy losses. In the lower section, there are options to enable or disable the maximum daily profit, maximum daily loss, maximum weekly profit, and finally the maximum weekly loss. In this section, we can activate or deactivate each status. In the lower part of each status, there are 3 modes, all of which are enabled simultaneously, and you need to set all the values as you wish. The first mode is based on a percentage of the balance, which here is set to 1% of the balance by default. If our trades move by 1% of the balance, whether in the profit range, if we've enabled the profit status, or in the loss range, if we've set the loss range in this section, then it will be triggered. The next mode is the point mode, which here is set to 100 points by default. If the price moves by the amount we've set in this section, a restriction will be applied to our trades. And the third mode is the dollar mode, where we can specify the desired dollar amount in this section. And if our account reaches the dollar amount we've set here, the restriction will be applied to us. Here, I'm enabling the daily maximum loss mode. Below that, there's the balance percentage mode, which is set to 1% of the balance by default. This means that if I lose 1% of my balance in a single day, the restriction will be enforced on my trades, and I won't be allowed to execute any trades. The next mode is for points, which is set to 100 points by default. This means that if I lose 100 points in a single day, the expert advisor won't allow me to execute any more trades. And finally, there's the dollar amount, which is set to $100 by default. If I lose $100 in a single day, the expert advisor will prevent any further trades from being executed. When I disable this option, I can easily execute my trades on the chart. But if I enable this setting, I can adjust various values. For example, here I set the amount to $1, and if I try to execute a trade in this section, the expert advisor will prevent the trade from being executed and will display this message to me saying that the equity has reached its daily loss limit. Also, in this section, I can set the number of points. For example, if I set 1 point in this section and try to execute a trade, the same warning will be displayed to me again, and it will prevent my trade from being executed. The weekly mode works exactly the same way. By enabling the maximum weekly loss option, I can set my desired balance amount here for the entire week. I set the point amount, and finally I select the dollar amount in this section. If I choose the dollar mode, for example, if I set $1 here and try to execute a trade, the expert advisor will prevent my trade from being executed. And if I increase the amount and haven't reached the maximum limit, I can place my trades in this section. Here, I set them to the default mode and have activated both the maximum daily loss and maximum weekly loss options in this section, so I can easily execute my trades until I reach the maximum limits I have set here. Alright friends, we've reached the end of this part of the tutorial. I'd be happy if you share your comments and suggestions with us in the comments section.